Hari Om, everybody. We will get started. It's 10 o'clock. Ganana Antva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shrunvannuti Bisi Dasadanam Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinamavrityavat Om Ganeshaya Namaha Om Saraswatyai Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Shuklam Baradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Vagishadya Sumanasaha Sarvarthanam Upakrame Yam Natva Kritakritya Syuhu Tam Namami Gajananam Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Om. Put the screen up. Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Gnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Sadgurum Tam Namami Sadgurum Tam Namami. Shruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krita Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Yasya Sannidhi Matrena Sarve Shishyascha Sevakaha Karma Kshetre Pravartante Chinmayam Tam Namamyaham Chinmayam Tam Namamyaham. Let us do the Pratasmaranam. Gently close your eyes and sit up straight. Pratasmarami hridisam spuradatma tattvam Satchit sukham paramahamsa gatim turiyam Yat swapna jagara sushuptam avaiti nityam Tad brahma nishkalamaham Nacha bhuta sangha Pratar bhajami manasa vachasamagamyam Vacho vibhanti nikhila yadanugrahena Yanneti neti vachanai nigama vochuhu Tam deva deva majamachyuta mahuragyam Pratarnamami tamasah paramarkavarnam Purnam sanatana padam purushottamakhyam Yasminnidam jagadasheshamasheshamurtau Rajvam bhujangamayiva pratibhasitam vai Rajvam bhujangamayiva pratibhasitam vai. Welcome back, everybody, to our weekly Vedanta classes. Last week, we started our study of the text Sadhana Panchakam, written by Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya ji. We saw a brief introduction to Adi Shankaracharya ji, a great philosopher of Advaita Vedanta. We saw how he brought about the revival of the Vedic culture and brought about the national integration at that point of time. At a tender age of 32, he had accomplished so much for the benefit of humanity. The doctrine of Shankaracharya ji, or Shankara Siddhanta as it is called, is Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Brahman, the absolute alone, is real. This world is unreal, mithya. Jiva, or the individual soul, is not different from that of Brahman. This is the essential teaching of all of the Upanishads. Sri Shankaracharya ji, as we discussed last week, wrote bhashyas on Brahma Sutras, the 10 Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita. He also wrote numerous Prakarana Granthas like Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, Viveka Chudamani, including our text that we are currently studying called Sadhana Panchakam. Like I mentioned in the last class, I gave you a quote from the famous Kannada poet, composer, Sri Purandaradasa, Alliruvudu namma mane, illiruve summane, meaning my real home is Om. How do I get there? Meaning, what is the spiritual highway I take? What are the various checkpoints? Just like we use GPS, global positioning system, on this spiritual journey, we rely on the GPS on this path also. That stands for Guru Parampara and Shastras. Last week, we also saw the name of the text is Sadhana Panchakam, meaning Panchakam means a set of 5 verses, 5 shlokas. Sadhanas are the means to achieve that goal, which is called as sadhya. The seeker is called a sadhaka, one who performs the sadhana to achieve the sadhya. Sadhanam vina sadhyam na siddhyate. So we also saw that this advice is not adesha, but a upadesha. It is not a commandment, like thou shalt do it. It is upadesha, a friendly advice. That is why it is also called as Upadesha Panchakam. But here, the steps given for realization in these 5 verses are sopana, 40 steps to realization. That is why this text is also known by the name Sopana Panchakam. To achieve that realization or moksha, which is considered as the highest goal of human endeavor. Each verse in this 5 shlokas contain 8 instructions, making it a total of 40 instructions. As we discussed last week, there are 4 levels of sadhanas that we can undertake. The first level of sadhana is paramparagata sadhana. Directly, it does not contribute to the goal. For example, I eat healthy food. It will contribute to my overall improvement of my general health. Similarly, following a dharmic way of life, righteous way of living, doing upasana, ashtanga yoga, all are these examples of these type of sadhana, disciplined life. Then we have the bahiranga sadhanas, focusing on improving our sadhana chatushtaya, viveka, vairagya, Shama, Dama, Ityadi. Then we have the Antaranga sadhanas of Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, and Mahavakya Vichara, leading to that ultimate Sakshat Sadhana. So these instructions or Upadesha to the sadhaka gives a holistic view of Tattva Gnana, how to gain purity of mind, leading to that vision of reality. Okay? Now, see, there are 5 famous Panchakams that Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya ji has written. Panchakam. What we will do before we get into our text, which is also part of that famous 5, this is general information. I just want to give you a taste of each one of those. We will start with Kaupina Panchakam. You have already heard this during Bhaja Govindam. Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadaramantaha Bhikshanna Matrena Chatushtimantaha Vishokamantah Karane Charantaha Kaupinavantaha Kalubhagyavantaha Kaupinavantaha Kalubhagyavantaha. That is from the Kaupina Panchakam. So the next one is a little bit of story with that. I think I had mentioned this during our Bhaja Govindam classes. In Kashi, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji was on his way to Vishwanatha temple, Kashi Vishwanatha temple. And one day, he came upon in front of a Chandala. At that time, they used to call them untouchables, with 4 dogs. He asked, or the disciples of Shankaracharya ji asked him to move aside. And then he asked the famous question, Annamayat Annamayam Athava Chaitanyameva Chaitanyat He Yativara Dhuri Kartum Vanchasi Kim Bruhi Gaccha Gaccha Iti. He asks him, do you wish that I move my everlasting Atman, the self, or this body that is made out of food? What do you want me to move? Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji understood that this Chandala in disguise was none other than Lord Shiva himself. And his 4 dogs were the 4 Vedas, and Shankaracharya ji prostrates to him, composes 5 shlokas. Manisha Panchakam. Jagrat Swapna Sushuktishu Sputatara या संविदुजृम्भते या ब्रह्मादि पिपीलिकान्ततनुषु प्रोता जगत्साक्षिणी सैवाहं न च दृश्यवस्विति दृढ प्रज्ञापि यस्यास्ति चेत् चाण्डालोऽस्तु सतु द्विजोऽस्तु गुरुरित्येषा मनीषा मम. That was from Manisha Panchakam. Then he wrote, also known as Maya Panchakam, describing the, remember Maya, Aghatita Ghatana Samarthyam, making impossible possible. That is the power of Maya. Nirupama Nitya Niramshakepya Khande Mai Chiti Sarva Vikalpanadi Shunye Ghatayati Jagadisha Jiva Bedam Aghatita Ghatana Patiyasi Maya. Aghatita Ghatana Patiyasi Maya. Then we have Advaita Pancharatnam. That's another famous Panchakam. One sample from that is Naham Deho Nendriyanyantarango Naham Karaha Pranavargo na Buddhihi Darapatya Kshetra Vittadiduraha Sakshi Nitya Pratyagatma Shivoham. Sakshi Nitya Pratyagatma Shivoham. These are the 5 gems on Advaita Vedanta. He has given how to get to the ultimate reality. That brings us to our text on hand. With that, we will enter the first shloka. I will chant it twice so that you get the tune. Vedo nityam adhiyatam taduditam karmasvanushthiyatam teneshasya vidhiyatam apachitihi kamye matistyajyatam papaugha pariduyatam bhavasukhe doshonusandhiyatam atmecha vyavasiyatam nijagruhat turnam vinirgamyatam. One more time. Vedo nityam adhiyatam taduditam karmasvanushthiyatam teneshasya vidhiyatam apachitihi kamye matistyajyatam papaugha paridhuyatam bhavasukhe doshonusandhiyatam Atmecha vyavasiyatam nijagruhat turnam vinirgamyatam. As I had mentioned last week, 8 instructions in each of the verse. So the first one, let me put that back on. Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Let us discuss each one of these instructions as we study. I'll remind you from our basic Vedantic studies that we have done over the last few years. Study the Vedas. Nityam, daily. Just like a child, our untrained mind immediately reacts to each one of these potent words. Why study? Why scriptures? Why daily? Right? These are standard questions. We eat every day. In fact, we eat many times a day. But we also need food for thought. Now, we know from our introductory sessions to Vedanta in the Adhyatma Prakasha series, I had outlined all this. For the newcomers in the group, you can go revisit that back on our Chinmaya Ramanam. There are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvana Veda. There is actually one, Veda Vyasa Bhagavan codified it into 4 sections. The word Veda is derived from the Sanskrit root word with, which means to know. And generally, it is translated as a treasure of knowledge, or our source book of knowledge, means of knowledge. Okay? Our culture, our Vedic culture is called Vedika Samskriti. It is based on the authority of the Vedas. Our Shastras, as we already know, are classified into 4 broad categories: Shruti, Smruti Shastra, Itihasa, Puranas. Vedas are called the Apurusheya Grantha. There are 3 divisions to each of the Vedas: Karma Kanda, Upasana, and Jnana Kanda portions of it. The purpose of karma and upasana are Chitta Shuddhi, purification of mind, Chitta Ekagrata, leading or focus, concentration, leading to that knowledge of the self in the Jnana Kanda. Vedas are called as technically Shruti Shastra, that which is revealed knowledge. They are not a composition of any created by any human entity. That is why Vedas are called Apurusheya Grantha, not of human origin, or considered to be revelations. The scriptures say Vedas are the breath of God. These were revealed to the rishis in their meditative state. Just as our breath emanates naturally, effortlessly from us as long as we are alive. We don't learn how to breathe. The Vedas are like that. Atindriya Vishaye Vedaha Pramanam. See, that vastu, which is not perceivable by our sense organs, our organs of perception, our organs of action, Vedas talk about it. In addition to this highest knowledge that is talked about in the Upanishads, or the Gnana Kanda portion of the Vedas, which is our subject matter of study, a systematic study of the Vedanta to read and reflect on the invigorating ideas of the Upanishads keeps the sadhaka's heart, seeker's heart, inspired at all moments. The Shanti mantras, for example, that we chant at the beginning of our class, keeps our mind calm, purifies our antahkarana. The Veda mantras reveal the truth. Vedas also teach us how to lead a dharmic way of life. You can say it is a handbook of life. Margadarshaka Grantha. It teaches us how to reduce our desires, how to channelize our desires, and even how to divinize our desires. There is Purva Mimamsa, it is also known by this name, which covers the Karma Kanda and the Upasana. Uttara Mimamsa, that deals with the Gnana Kanda, Gnana portion of the Vedas. We have gone through all this in our introductory sessions, and those videos are all there, so you can go revisit. So the instruction, the reason for this instruction, Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam. This prescription of Swadhyaya will give us the knowledge to instill that discipline, to overcome mind's reactionary responses to situations. We always we respond, perceive a situation, respond. Based on what? Our raga and dvesha, likes and dislikes. See, the seeker or the sadhaka, all of us, however sincere, we have to live in the same world of that consists of enchanting sense objects. Even our sense organs are focused outwardly. The community members, majority of them are constantly engaged in a life of indulgence, partying all the time. They will even ask you if you are going to a Vedanta class on Saturday, is everything okay in your life? Something wrong? You're listening to Bhagavad Gita? All this type of nonsense that goes on. There are a lot of distractions. To live amongst such distractions, to keep the seeker's mind constantly inspired with these higher ideals, the ideas with a larger vision, with a broader vision of life, is not easy. The fact that I was there before this body, I will continue to be there after this body. It is true for me and to the people around me. And this knowledge that there is more to life than that of a mundane, animalistic existence is taught in these scriptures. The concept of papa punya, meritorious actions, demeritorious, results of demeritorious actions, sukha, dukkha. All these will become clearer with this type of study, by studying the scriptures, any text of Vedanta, any prakarana grantha. We'll take a topic, discuss these. Bhagavad Gita, you can study Bhagavatam, even itihasas like Ramayana and Mahabharata. What it does, it keeps our spiritual vision at a very elevated level. Over time, with this kind of a systematic study, Chitta Shuddhi, the mind, the purification of the mind, because mind and intellect are constantly engaged in this higher thinking, a focused effort because of Chitta Ekagrata leads the sadhaka to the highest knowledge, the knowledge of the self. So the Vedas provide these guidelines of how to conduct ourselves in daily life. Achara coupled with vichara. See, life is all about making choices, making the right choices. When we are ignorant of the highest goals in life, we end up making inappropriate choices. We may even do adharmic actions. Our Puja Guruji, Swami Tejomayananji, always uses this expression, inside Rama, outside drama. I asked our Puja Guruji one time to do that drama. I wish we had a script. Because we don't know the past, we don't know the future, if we had a script. And he immediately said, yes, there is. They are called scriptures. They give us the guidance on the ultimate goal of life. That is why it is important to study daily, Swadhyaya. That is the first instruction. Then the second instruction, let me put that shloka up. So the first one, Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam. Second instruction, Taduditam Karma Swanushtiyatam. Tad uditam karma su anushtiyatam. Tad uditam karma su anushtiyatam. Perform the duties as ordained by the Vedas. Diligently, no omissions. This group that are listening now have been introduced to the Karma Siddhanta, the laws of karma. See, the Vedas provide instructions of do's and don'ts. Vidhi Nishedha. Injunctions or vidhi that one we should not do is nishedha. Vidhis are based on the varnashrama dharma, the stage of life we are in. We are talking about Vedic lifestyle. Huh? So there is nitya karma. Snanam sandhya japo homaha devatanam cha pujanam vaishvadevatiteyam cha shatkarmani dine dine. We need to do snana, bathing every day, cleansing ourselves, not just bodily, internally as well. Sandhya Vandanam, Japa, Puja, Yagna, Yaga, believe it or not. All these are outlined as Nitya Karma. Nitya Karmas are obligatory duties. Daily duties. So Yagna, our Puja Gurudev used to say, performing your duties in the Yagna spirit, meaning in a spirit of offering. Panchamaha Yagna. So the Brahma Yagna, number one, let's talk a little bit about that in terms of Nitya Karma. Prayers to our Guru, prayers to our Vedic scriptures, Veda Mata. We need to show reverence and gratitude to our Vedas and our Guru. It is because of them we grow in our spiritual personality. Prayers to Guru can be performed through rituals like Pada Puja, if you are in the ashram with the Guru. or Paduka Puja in your puja room. Padukas represent that platform he stands on, the values he believes in. Studying the Vedas, Veda Mantra Parayana, reflecting on the teachings of the Guru, practicing the teachings of the Guru in our lives. More important, contributing in the form of preserving those teachings and spreading the teachings to others. These are all part of the Brahma Yagna. Then comes Deva Yagna. Any form of worship of the Lord, puja, rituals, going to the Sannidhi of the Lord, to temples, Devatas, Ashtamurti Brit, sun, moon, air and space, water that govern our lives. Then you have the Pitru Yagna. Prayers to the parents. We say Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava. Forefathers and our ancestors are all part of the Pitru Yagna. Taking good care of our parents, who, if they're older, and as we are all in that phase. Parents should be treated like God. Like I said, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. We need to serve them with the same attitude as the service to the Lord. Manushya Yagna, because we deal with people all the time. Service to humanity is an important yagna. Service through our work, seva, charity. Jana seva is Janardhana seva. Bhuta Yagna. This is another important aspect. This includes service to plants, service to trees, taking care of them, service to animal kingdom. We are the crown jewel of this creation as human beings. We have an obligation to protect the environment that we live in. We can grow trees, plants, feed animals, especially here in Arizona, where it has been abnormally hot, 100 plus degrees for the last 40 days. Provide some bird bath, let them cool down. Provide some drinking water outside in your backyards. Simple things that goes a long way. Daily chores, simple theme. Like they say in Telugu, Naku na bojjuku Sriram Raksha. Thinking beyond me and mine. That is the big picture. Producing more than we consume. Giving more than we take. That's our pledge. Then we have Naimittika karmas. Occasional duties enjoined by others in a celebratory way, like we conduct our Navaratri Puja, Ganesh Chaturthi, Rudram Chamakam chanting, or a Pradosha Puja on Mondays, fasting on Ekadasi, are all Naimittika karmas. Kamya karma. Karma to fulfill certain desires. They are not obligatory, but done by choice. Famous examples that is generally given, although in the current days it is different, Jyotishtoma Yaga if you need to achieve heaven. Or there is Putra Kameshti Yaga for conceiving children that Dashrath Maharaj did. These are common examples that are cited. But in our desire prompted action is typically we go to the Lord, I'll break a dozen coconuts, Lord, help me get my daughter married or son married, whatever, whatever may be the trade with the Bhagavan, we do that in the form of that desire prompted actions. If I have no desire to go to heaven or achieve a particular object, I do not need to perform these yajnas, sacrifices. Then we have nishiddha karma, which are prohibited actions, like stealing, prostitution. These type of actions are a no-no. Then we have prayaschitta karma, atonement, kind of corrective action. So in short, we need to do nitya karma diligently, slow down and minimize kamya karmas, desire prompted actions, no to nishiddha karma, while continuing to do karma, we need to lead a dharmic, righteous way of life with intelligent self-control. This is the second instruction. Tad uditam karma su anushtiyatam. So in the next class, let us see the next instruction, how to divinize these actions. I'll conclude here. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrutyorma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om purnamada purnamidam purnaat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva vashishyate. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. With this, I'll open it up for Q&A.